women walk into a bar. The first is a food critic, but not any food critic. This one walks the ramp and poses at red carpets. The second, a dreamy travel writer who also analyzes Indian politics on national television. The third is a model who doesn't starve. She savours gourmet meals and does restaurant reviews. Three women, six careers. But here's the plot twist. What if I told you that all these roles are played by just one person, one single woman? How would you define her? Scatterbrained and weird? Is she a misfit? Or is she an overachiever? A polymath? Or a Jill of all trades? Master of self? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nikita Chavla, and that one woman is me. And I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely fine to have more than one identity, to defy conventional career roles and create your own label of success. We live in a society obsessed with labels: aggressive, too much, too little, ugly, sensitive. The list goes on. Sure, labels can be useful, and I'm not talking about the luxury ones: Tesla, Gucci, Fendi, Prada. I'm talking about the more invisible ones that people slap onto you. And this happens all the time. Contains nuts. Useful if you're allergic. Flammable. A smart label if it's a hairspray. Categorization works for products. But people are not products. Look at this. This fat, insecure girl. She has no self esteem, zero confidence, and gets panic attacks. That's me. For as long as I can remember, I always wanted to be in front of the camera, to be seen, to be noticed. But I never got any chances and had zero confidence. Okay, full disclosure, I did get one chance. My first role on the stage. I came home and I told everyone excitedly, I am finally going on stage. So, you got the lead role, Nikki Beta. No, but it's a very important role. Okay, the second lead. No, but I will be on stage for a whole hour. I am playing the tree. The tree? Yes. So while other kids stood in the front playing pirates and princesses, I stood in the background with green paint on my face, hid behind a cardboard, and waddled like that. That was my grand stage debut. While others had friends, I had bullies. My bullies did just call me fugly. They made me feel it. They tossed my books behind water coolers, locked me in washrooms before final exams, and ripped my hard earned certificates to shreds. And that one dreaded game: throw food at the fat girl. Ketchup in my hair, grease on my clothes, awkwardly smiling through the humiliation. Every single day. Lunchtimes spent alone. The counselor's office, my second home. Today, the same girl who could not raise her voice speaks for the nation. She's on national TV asking the hard questions to those in power. When was the first time you heard the F word? That confusing F word that no kid that young should listen. Well, I was 7. F A T. Fact. What were you thinking? Fat wasn't just a word, it was my whole identity, and it followed me everywhere. And I had this inner mean girl voice that kept saying, that lehenga? Nah, no one's gonna notice you, Nikki. Why try? That dress has a zipper. You need a prayer. Move it, fatso. You would not make it. When the world tells you you're not pretty enough, not good enough, and will never amount to anything, you believe it. It becomes a part of your identity. At 16 kgs overweight, I dreamt of modeling, of being noticed. But this was the 2000s. Society worshipped stick size 0 figures and skinny jeans, and my round face, flat feet, and ultra curvy body type had no place. Somehow, this ordinary middle class girl with no connections, no godfathers, and a conservative moral compass, if you know what that means, made it to major magazines, national newspapers, Amazon ads, and even walked the ramp. From playing the background character in my own story to channeling main character energy, today I hobnob with the who's who of the city. Yes, it's been a journey. From being shamed for being too big, too much, and some days just breathing. Today, as a food critic, I get paid to eat and judge competitions. I had food thrown at me, literally. That is not just a career move, it's poetic justice. The first time I faced life, the first time I bet on myself and I put myself out there, I ran, but not in the opposite direction. I ran straight towards my fears. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. That's my face on the cover of a magazine. It's a tad surreal, I know, but it's a symbol of what happens when we defy labels, when we stop shrieking behind them and dare to live out loud. And I'm gonna tell you three ways to do just that. The first, reframe the label. A label is just one version of the truth, not the whole truth. The fastest way to change a criticism is to take it, flip it around, and repackage it. So, change the label. You, you're not too quiet. You are a stealth ninja of observation. You are not too loud. You're passionate with an inbuilt surround system. Your kid is not too sensitive. He's got emotional Wi Fi and he picks on these signals that the others can't even detect. You're not stubborn, you're persistent with a purpose. When you change the label, when you reframe it, you change the narrative. And that's how you take your power back. So when someone says you're too weird, you take that as a compliment and say thanks. I'm custom made. Normal is just a setting on the washing machine. The second way to change a label is to challenge your comfort zone. I knew that if I ever wanted to build a life and not merely settle, I had to step out of my comfort zone. I had to push past the fears, the bullying, the pain, and embrace the discomfort. My first stint at a major anchoring, my first major anchoring stint at a news channel, I was told, look glamorous, don't voice your opinion, and play second fiddle to the men. And no matter what, do not outshine that one particular politician's daughter. Well, I was young. I was no Nepo kid. The stakes were high, but so was my confidence. I went all guns blazing. The show went viral. The good part, I got noticed. The bad part, my contract was terminated. Critics said that's what happens when Eklavya tries to become Arjun. That stung, and it stayed with me for quite a while. The next opportunity I got was with a Hindi news channel. The only catch? My comfort zone was English. I left Hindi in 8th grade, but I still said yes. I stumbled, I fumbled, and the first few weeks at the channel, they labeled me Miss Angrez. There comes Miss Angrez, who speaks mismatched Hindi and that too with an English accent. But I showed up. Today I may be fluent, but pure textbook Hindi is something I learned in my late 20s from scratch. You could never tell if you see me on TV. Growth happens in the messy, unbearable moments. And if you are feeling uncomfortable, if you are feeling like, oh my God, I need to run, that's the green flag. You should know that that's when you're on the right track. The third way to change a label is, and this one is the secret sauce. This one is the secret ingredient to make the other two work. Bet on yourself. In high school, I was the fat girl. That was my identity. People saw the label and that's it. Until one day, I saw beyond that. I saw the dreams, the passion, the voice that wants to do more and build a life for herself. So I stopped taking permission and I just showed up. I decided to prove them wrong and prove myself right. I gave myself a chance and started creating proof. Now, all this won't just happen on its own. When your mind tells you you're not good enough, you need to give it a counter. And how do you do that? You take a risk. So go try it. Say hi to your crush. Get that new haircut. Play a new instrument. Read a new genre of books. Give yourself a chance because the world might not. 15 years ago, the idea of building a career around traveling, eating, and yapping on the news seemed outrageous. Today, that dream is my reality, all because I chose to bet on myself when no one else was willing. The unseen life is a scary life. To step out of your comfort zone spells danger to your brain. But that's where the magic happens. When the world gets loud, when the no's of rejection pile up, I want you to remember one simple truth. You and I are not labels. We are people, evolving and limitless. And we have the ability to redefine those labels. So I'm going to leave you with this. What is that one label that you will challenge today? What is that one thing you will defy today to be your unfiltered, unboxed, unapologetically real self? Thank you.